Welcome back to another video and another weigh-in update. If it's your first time here, my name is Beck. Thank you so much for joining me. Now, this is probably going to be one of the quicker weigh-in updates because, as you know, I do like to chat on them, but because of everything that went on yesterday with us coming back from holidays and then we had the phone call about my nan, it didn't get recorded as it normally would. So I'm uploading it and recording it in the same day, which I don't normally do. So this week was my first, well, I'm saying my first full week on calorie counting. It kind of was my first full week on calorie counting, but because we were going away, I either had to make the decision to take a weigh-in scales away with me, and I thought, you know what, that's a bit too much pressure and probably a little bit obsessive. So I made the decision to weigh a day early. So it meant that instead of having 7 full days on plan, it was only 6, but it's fine. So when I weighed on Thursday, because I'm still doing my Slimming World countdown, so I'm still weighing on a Friday morning for that. So I weighed on Thursday morning, and that's what I sent off to my Slimming World consultant, and I've got another week left of that as well. So when I weighed this week, I had a maintain, which, yes, of course, I was going to be a little bit disappointed, but because it's not a full week, we all know how much that weight can fluctuate from day to day. So I wasn't going to let it affect my mentality food-wise and how I was going to carry on. So with us going away, I didn't want to put too much pressure on how I was going to manage the time that we were away. So as you saw, if you've watched my videos from the time we were away, I didn't know whether I should use the exercise calories, if I shouldn't use the exercise calories, but I decided that for the time I was away, I would. And it's probably not the way that I'm supposed to do it, but it is what worked for me at the time. So it was only for 2 days, and I came in not excessively over, but within those exercise calories. So obviously over my normal calories, but within the exercise calories. Now, my job, as you will know, is an office job. So I don't do a lot of moving around when I'm in work. And that is what I've set my, I can't remember what it's called on the NutriCheck app, but that is what I've set my job type as, I think it is, I can't remember, but it's set as sedentary, I think it's called. And there was an option to include some activity, which obviously with me doing the 100 days of exercise still, it's, I think light activity was the next question. So because I'm only doing, I'm not, how do I say this? So with me doing the 100 days of exercise, I'm doing exercises daily, but it's not intense exercise. It's just to get me moving, and that is all I wanted, and that is what it is doing. So for me, that's working. So I've set my activity to light activity, and this is what I'm doing with my NutriCheck app. So right or wrong, this is how I'm finding it's working. And this week, obviously, I've maintained, which a little bit disappointed because I only had 1 day left and I would have liked to have seen a loss, but also this is just the, you know, the way that things sometimes work out. So what I'm hoping for next week is obviously a loss, and I would like to see a £2 loss because I've set my app to lose £1 a week. So if I could come in with a £2 loss next week, that would be perfect, because it would mean that I have lost £1 a week. But because I've been away and because I've used calories that I may or may not have supposed to have used, then I don't know what sort of a bearing that's going to have on it. But what I did really enjoy with being away, as you will have seen, is the amount of flexibility that's there, and how easy it was to calorie count. And if you know me at all, if you've been watching me a while, you'll know that I'm not very good at writing things down. I've had books, I've had apps before, I've not used them. This is making me want to write it down, because I'm wanting to know obviously what calories, I need to know what calories are in things daily, and at every meal time. So that is something that I am doing religiously now, which is something I wasn't doing before. And pure laziness, that's what it was before. It was just because I was totting things up in my head. I mean, don't get me wrong, obviously it was working because I was still losing, or I still lost over 4.5 stone. So I don't know, it's just a new way of doing things, isn't it? And for me, the flexibility that I had when I was away, I mean, I know because I checked on the Slimming World app, the things that I was having would have been immensely high in sins for the food that I was eating, and it was still within my calories. So that side of it is a little bit eye-opening. And I mean, obviously I wasn't eating the healthiest of foods. I did try and incorporate some, because obviously I went to Asda, I picked up some fruit when I was shopping just to keep me going, and that worked fine. So I was still trying to incorporate bits of healthy food, but it did mean that when I came back yesterday, I just really wanted healthy food. And I think that sometimes happens. But I was eating that McDonald's yesterday and I didn't really enjoy it. It was, and do you know what, I could have kicked myself because we were stood in the queue waiting for the food. I glanced over and then there was this, I don't even know what it was called, but it was a food on the go thing, and there was porridge with fruit and stuff. I just didn't look, and I'm not sure if I had have looked, I would have chosen that over a, whatever it was I had, double sausage muffin. But you know, it's times like these, times like that, that we've just got to do what we want to do, and that's what I did. Back to it now, as I normally would be. So, you know, I did cook a lovely meal last night. It was a bit of a wing it kind of meal because it didn't have, it was meant to be one dish, ended up being something totally different because I didn't have passata, so I had to make do with the bolognese sauce that I had in the cupboard. But do you know what, it was fine. And being able to make meals from scratch and put the things in so it tells you exactly what calories are per serving, that was great for me. I enjoyed that. I mean, it's the same as on Slimming World when I was able to do meals and work out the sins. So it's the same kind of thing. And I think this is the thing I'm noticing. I'm not eating dramatically different food. I probably did when I was away, but I'm not eating dramatically different food to when I was doing Slimming World, because all I wanted was that little bit of flexibility, and that's what I've got. So I'm really enjoying exploring the little bits that would have been higher sins but are still within my calories, and that's what I'm enjoying at the moment. So to sum up my first full week of calorie counting, which actually didn't turn out to be a first full week of calorie counting because I didn't weigh on the day I was supposed to because we were going away, but I'm enjoying the flexibility of it, and obviously I can make my decision next week, which is what I absolutely will be doing, because that is when my Slimming World runs out, whether I will be sticking with calorie counting. I mean, it all depends for me on whether I do come in with a loss, I think. I mean, how long shall I give it? Because it will have been 2 weeks then. Is 2 weeks enough to get into the swing of things? I'm sure it would be. We'll see. So yeah, I mean, plan-wise, enjoying it, but obviously disappointed that I didn't get a loss, but we'll see what happens next week. So I'm just editing my video and I've realised, and I did it last week, but I'm going to show you this week because I forgot to show you my weigh-in. My weigh-in? Yeah, my write-in. So this is my book, and obviously you can see that last week I had, let me just put it there. Is it focused? I can't get it to focus, so I'm going to turn it around and I'm going to show you my weight. So that is last week and this week, and they're both 15 stone 12 with a total loss of 4 stone, excuse me, 4 stone and 9 pounds. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you all for your support. I have woken up to a message this morning where somebody who, a lovely one of my subscribers, is feeling a bit triggered by the calorie counting, and I absolutely understand it 100%. So she's obviously made the decision to just stick with watching Slimming World video uploads, and like I said to her, we've got to do what's best for us. And if somebody is getting triggered by, sorry I spat then, if somebody is getting triggered by what I'm doing, then of course you've absolutely got to do what is best for you. But thank you so much for all your support, and I will all see you, and I will see you in the next one. I'm not, oh god, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, active. No, like when I'm bum exercise, killing it and all that. What's it called?
What do you mean?
Like I'm doing exercises, but I'm not doing...
Religiously.
No, I'm doing it religiously. I'm doing it daily, but it's not...
Intensity.
Intense. That's the word. Thank you. Toe. It's the little things. So there we are. Thank you so much for watching. I was going to say ending today. Don't say that.